Right, today's a little bit exciting because my new fish tank is about to arrive. So as you can see, the floor is marked here where it's going to go. It's going to be 6 foot. Again, aquariums for life. There you go. They're going to be building it for me. I've marked out. Underneath the floor is where the old half of the chimney used to be, and so it's all cement underneath the floor there. Let me just see if I can turn my camera. Here we go, so you can see where it's going to go. I've had some extra plug sockets there and there, so there should be enough, and it's going to be quite tall, so we've got all this space for it to go. So the guys are going to be arriving at some point today. There we go, so it's going to really fit in that gap quite nicely. So this is literally after 1 day's work of building. I think they've done an amazing job. They're going to come back tomorrow. They're going to fit all the cupboard doors. There's also going to be a cover for the lights, so it's going to have a helmet as well, so it should keep all the lights hidden. I'm really happy with it so far. It just looks amazing. And here we go. This is it, the final look. So I'm so happy. It's got such clean lines, it looks amazing. I think this is going to be one hell of an upgrade from my Red Sea. It's even got this really cool dry compartment with a sliding baffle, so you can take this out and you can put all your controllers on it. The sump is also massive, loads of room for mechanical, biological, filtration. I'm also going to use the middle area to house some frags as well. There's a really nice auto top-up section, good section for the return pump, bubble trap as well, so you don't get any bubbles going back into the tank. It's such a smart looking tank. The glass is so clear. Everything about it I'm just in love with. Right, so now it's time for the bit I've kind of been dreading, which is the plumbing. So I've got, I think these are 32-inch PVC pipes and then 25 for the return. So these are going to be the drains, these are going to be the return. We've got a bulkhead for the main drain, the emergency drain, and then the return. A gate valve, different types of 45 degree and 90 degree angles, just to help the pipe getting into the right place. Much better to use 45s instead of 90s where possible, just to keep it a bit quieter. Also got some unions here to make it easier to dismantle. If you need to do maintenance, we've got random flow generators here, which look really, really cool. I've made a massive, an in-depth plan where I was gonna have 2 ball valves with, run a manifold off of everything, but actually I've decided just to keep it really simple. This is the first time I've properly plumbed a tank, and I can always go back to this idea later on if I feel a bit confident later on, but ultimately I just want to get everything up and running, and I want it up and running as quiet as possible. So yeah, here we go. So this is a really deep tank, so I'm gonna call upon an extra pair of hands to help me. So yeah, I need to be wished lots of luck. So I've just removed the 2 glass covers that are over the top of the central weir, and just gives me a bit more access, which is great. I do have to use a ladder because this is a really tall tank. So if we just look down the old weir there, you can see where the 3 bulkheads need to go. So the idea might be just to stick them on the pipe and then lower them down, and then I can get it held from the top and then screwed in from the bottom. So you can see here, Aquariums for Life give you a good little drawing of what you should have. So you have a main drain, an emergency drain, and a return. Mine actually go
left to right instead of right to left, just because of the way my tank is. So you can sort of see what the plan is.
So this is going to be the emergency drain. This is ultimately going to set the height of the water in the tank. So they recommend that it's 50 millimeters below the top of the tank. Okay, so far my friend's been over and massive help. So what we've done is trying to use as many 45-degree angles as possible, so there's no sort of sharp turns. Nothing's been glued yet, so you can see the pipe's going to go at the back here. We've got the bulkheads in there. The central one's going to be the main drain, so that's going to be lower, and then the one on the right far corner, let me just zoom in there, this one is going to set the height of the tank. Unfortunately, I have measured with the help of Andy, but my cutters do not fit, which is really annoying. So I'm going to have to get a hacksaw and have a little go at doing this. Oh, it's a little bit stressful. So here we go. Done some plumbing. I've put everything in its place. So I've kept it really simple. We've just got the main overflow drain here, and then we've got the emergency drain here, and then obviously my return right there. So that's going to my Apex Neptune pump down there, you can see. So the aim of the game, I really want to try and keep my energy consumption to a minimum with this tank. So I've gone with the automated TMC roller that I had on my 1,000 litre tank. That's just, I mean, it's like a big filter sock really, so the water flows into that, and then you just manually move it on every day. Really simple to do. I like it because it's not adding another plug to the system. It's really simple. I feed my tank every day, so turning that every day, I never found an issue. Just like with filter socks, if you don't change it every day, it will just overflow into the sump. Anyway, you do need to change these rolls, but actually I've had success with just putting filter floss in there as well. I'm just laying it sort of underneath, sort of in there in sort of a U shape. So we'll see how that goes. It's just going to collect the detritus. I've got my Tunzi refugium lamp there, which is going to go in the refugium side. I've got my Tunzi skimmer that I've put there, rated for 1,000 litres. I think this is hopefully going to be good enough. I think with the added filter roller here, I think that skimmer should do a good job. It fit in there nicely anyway. Now, instead of using my Kalkwasser stirrer, I've got this Tunzi one. So the auto top-up water comes through it, so it doesn't require constant stirring or anything. It just slowly comes up through it and then gets dripped back into the tank like that. And hopefully that's going to reduce the amount of elements I've got to add. I've put my TMC Reef Photon light there because I'm going to use this section as a little frag section for the time being for all my sales on my website. So yeah, so keeping some of the nicer stuff in this system. And let's go back at the top. I've got my radians, which are going to be suspended from the ceiling there. But today's the day I get to start filling up, so it's going to take some time to fill up. You have to leave these to sort of settle for a while. I think it's sort of between 10 and 14 days when they've been built just for the silicone to set, so very exciting. So it's all about filling up and making all my electrics look nice and resetting up my apex and everything. So that's going to be fun. So guys, I'm going to leave it there on this one, and then I'm going to start filling it up. So the next time you see it, it's going to be full of water.